Alright, got another destination in here. I don't know if it'll start driving from the just messing around at this point. I want to see whether it'll start driving from the parking lot here. So far it is. No idea why it's doing that, because we actually could go. So I think it's seeing a ghost of a person, even though there's no person. Fairly wide turn there. So what there might be that was off camera that you all may not have seen, but if you rewind the video, you may see it, is on the sidewalk in front of the building was a monkey that's like on a tree trunk. You know, it's just not a statue, I forget what you call it, but just, man, the braking is just kind of rough. So anyhow, I don't know if for some reason it picked up on that, because it was showing like a human standing in the, you know, off the side of the road, so like a pedestrian. So I don't know if it thought it had a pedestrian there and that's what caused it to freak out when it did, but nonetheless, there was no pedestrian there. It was just kind of a, what is going on with you? All right, we had cars behind us making the turn, car kind of freaking out again. I am not sure. Sometimes those kind of oddball situations, rather than mess around with that in the middle of a intersection, I'm just going to take over and get us to where we need to be. But I'm sure it's just kind of like a hesitation and it would self-correct, but the impact that probably has when you have traffic around you and they see kind of these odd movements, I'm sure freaks them out, makes them wonder what in the world's going on. Probably need to get a little sign that says AI driving or something like that, or student driver, something that at least gives people some forewarning that there could be erratic behavior from time to time. This gal that we're driving by right now, she walks everywhere. People from the neighborhood, etc., just making sure she's okay if she ever needed help or something like that. That is actually her preferred mode of getting around, and she will walk and take her cart with her, and she will walk everywhere, and, you know, go grocery shopping, whatever she's going to do, and cart all of her groceries and everything wherever she's going. And she will legitimately do, I can say for a fact, just because I know where I've seen her, like how she's walking right now, and then I might see her later on in the day 6 miles away. So she legitimately will be walking 12 to 15 miles on any given day, carrying stuff that she bought at a store or whatever with her. So this needs to get over a lane. I don't know if it's going to register that it needs to get over a lane. I have to intervene because it again is not, I don't know what's up. It has the navigation and knows it has to go straight. So why it's in the left-hand turn lane, I am unsure. Sometimes I'm not sure if that's just because they don't incorporate navigation information entirely into the driving system, because it just seems like something like that, where you know it's a left-hand turn or a straight lane in the navigation, the computer should just know it needs to get over. All right, good stop. acceleration, reasonable. Okay. Wasn't sure what lane it was going to pick. So one of the other behaviors on the prior version, 12.4.3 that I was on, and by the way, I made a mistake on one of my earlier videos. I said that I was on 12.5.2.1 because that's what I thought I was on, at least based on the information that I saw when I was doing the update. So I don't know if I got two updates almost sequentially, because I did the install through the app, and like I remember getting the notification to do the install, so I told it to do it, and then checking later on in the evening, and it still had a message to do to go ahead and install the update, so I told it to do it a second time. And so I think on that second time I actually got pushed to 12.5.4. So I technically am on the newest version if I understand what branch we're on right now. I think I'm on the latest branch now for this. And so when I did my first drive, I was actually on 12.5.4, not 12.5.2. So good to know that at least I'm on the latest. But it also kind of speaks to some of the hesitations that we have. I really wish it was a little bit more clear as to how we get some people that just, they go on these drives and they're like, everything's perfect. And then like I'll go on these drives and have all this weirdness. Like just in this short stint, the first drive that you guys will watch, if you watch the ones that I've done tonight and put back to back, because I'll upload them back to back. The first one, flawless. In fact, it was an improvement. Like there were clear improvements in terms of the way the car managed itself compared to how it's done so historically on that same road. And then in this particular drive, I've had two disengagements just because of the car acting in a very odd way behaviorally. And in my very first drive that I did from the other day, that was a nighttime drive. If you didn't watch that, twice the car just reacted at a green light and was just coming to a stop, like as if there was some kind of obstacle or obstruction, or like it just felt like it needed to stop or dramatically slow down at a green light, and it made zero sense. But when you're doing that with traffic, good way to get rear-ended, right? So we'll see how it handles itself. It's hanging out over here in the left lane. We're obviously getting past. Yeah, I was curious whether it would make the maneuver and get over to the right lane, just because it's, give people the left lane if we're just going to go the speed limit and people want to go faster. We're also going to be making a right-hand turn, so might as well just get over. The potholes in this road, so much fun. I'll tell you one thing that I made sure of when I bought this car, similarly for my wife's car. I did not want 20-inch or 22-inch wheels. I wanted as much sidewall as I can possibly get, because the roads around here can be horrible, and usually they do a pretty good job. They get horrible in the winter. They basically get destroyed by the winter and the snow plows and the salt and everything else, and then through the spring they start fixing them. By the middle to end of summer, the roads are in good condition again, and then we go through the cycle again when winter starts. However, this year it feels like they did not necessarily come back through and do all the road repairs that they normally do. So I don't think I have anything else really programmed into here that'll trigger an odd behavior historically. Basically, I put us down to Qdoba. I'm going to go grab myself some dinner. And it's really just going to be a matter of how does it handle the lights and making the turns into the parking lot, etc. Since those 2 early corrections, the drive's actually been mundane. It's pretty straightforward. Exactly what you want. So yeah, handled that fine. I've been in cars where because of this kind of gap in the pavement, sometimes the gap in the pavement is seen as a lane, and so it causes cars to kind of push left or things of that nature. The Tesla does a good job of seeing this kind of stripe in the middle of the lane as nothing more than a crack. It doesn't define it as a line in the road. So never had an issue with it on the Tesla, not on this anyway. My BMWs, that's a different story. Alright, so here's where we're going to make the turn. So it should drop the indicator. Yeah. Doing good. Should move over. Poorly marked lane. Should still get over though. Yeah. Could do a little bit better, but not bad. And then turning into the parking lot. Good job. Can't complain. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. Like, you have to disengage it even though I clicked in trip, but that's fine. I would think if I said in trip that it should just kind of apply all across the board. So, nonetheless, thank you all for watching. I'm going to get parked here, and then if you guys have any comments, questions, please feel free to leave a note. And if there's anything that you'd like me to test or see, I will be happy to give it a test. Have a good night.